The Oscars are a lie.
It's all rigged by the producers. Hollywood isn't real.
Movies are dead. The reptilians are already among us. Prepare your shelters now.
Cut ties with your family. Go into the wilderness. Run from them. They already have your mind. They already have your family's mind. It's only a matter of time. Escape while you still can. They're coming. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a lie.
Hey guys, it's me, Peyton, and today I'm going to be talking about the Best Picture nominees for the 2016 Oscars. So what I'm going to do here is run through each of the nominees, give my personal opinion, give them a score to show what I thought of them, and then after all that discussion, I'm going to end it up with a prediction on what I think is going to take home the award. So the first nominee I'm going to be talking about is Saving Private Ryan in Space 2, or The Martian. So, I had some complaints with this movie. There were no actual Martians in the movie, just Matt Damon. So, I gotta take off a few points for that. Real disappointed. I thought it was some shady marketing techniques that you call it The Martian, and then there's no aliens in the movie. Also, there's no female astronauts that get stuck on Mars. The only one who gets stuck on Mars is Matt Damon, and he's a man. That's some blatant sexism that is oftentimes shown in movies. Just a sexist agenda, making sure the woman is not the protagonist. Of course, Matt Damon, the man, is the only one to get left on the planet. Sexism heavily implied. I gotta just disqualify this one for that. On the grounds that there are no Martians, like I said in the movie, and it's just sexist. How could they do that? What a shame. Disqualified. Get this one out of here. Not even getting a score. The next movie is Spotlight. I thought this was a real strong contender. However, I was disappointed Michael Keaton didn't suit back up as Batman and just go around and beat up the dang pedophile priests. Kind of disappointed in that regard. But overall, I thought it was quite well done for a story about Catholic Church scandals. 8 out of 10. The next nominee is the Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks movie. Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks are good friends, and they enjoy making movies together. This is one of those movies. Tom Hanks plays a very likable, morally upright everyman, tasked with a great challenge. Now, it is required by US law to go see this movie with your dad, which of course I did. So, I'm fine in that regard. However, I must say, there were scenes where they actually used real guns in this movie. Not walkie-talkies, no sort of, editing. They used real guns. I just gotta disqualify for that. Get it out of here. That kind of unwholesome imagery and suggestion is just something the Academy should not and does not like to reward. What a shame. Get it out of here. I really would have liked to seen a more wholesome, family-friendly, uplifting film nominated instead of smut like this movie. Real guns. Why can't they nominate something nice and good and wholesome like God's Not Dead 2 or War Room? Instead they gotta nominate this smut and trash. Very disappointing. I just get it out of my sight. Disqualified. The next nominee in movie is Big Shorts. I really thought this movie was very entertaining and interesting, but some of the characters I found really confusing. You have Stephen Carell reprising his role as Michael Scott, except this time he's like really Jewishy and really angry. You also have Batman in it, except now he's got like a really bad haircut, and he looks like that kid, that kid from middle school whose parents like sheltered him, they only let him watch PBS, and then every day when you'd come to class, he'd be like, "Oh, teacher, remember we had homework due?" And then everyone gets mad at him because they didn't do their homework, and you just had to remind her, didn't you? But anyway, yeah, that's what he looks like, at least to me. Also in the movie, you have, the guy from 12 Years a Slave. Now, I'm not really sure how he, survived for that long. because he was in slavery times, but then he's all the way in the mid-2000s. I'm not really sure how that works. I think that if you save a slave's life, it makes you immortal or something. I have a feeling that's in the Bible. I think that's in the Bible. Hold on. Well, I can't find it, but I'm almost positive that that's in there. I think that's in the Bible. Also, I think this movie was a sequel to The Wolf of Wall Street, but the guy from The Wolf of Wall Street isn't in it anywhere, so I don't really know if it was a sequel or I don't know what's going on, but overall I had a fun time in this movie. It was pretty good. 8 out of 10. Next nominee is Mad Max, The Road Chip. I thought this was a very good entry into the Fast and Furious franchise. It was very poignant to see Paul Walker's, rest in peace, last performance. You know, he was a gift to this world, and we wasted him!
We wasted him and now he's gone! He was a gift! He was a gift!
But I just had a lot of fun in this movie. I especially liked when The Rock said, "Daddy's gotta go to work," and then he breaks the cast off of his arm, and he really gets in there and does it. However, there was a really strong female character in this movie. I think they called her Mrs. Furious Max. And, I mean, it's just blatant. It's right there for everyone to see. They're not hiding it. It's a feminist agenda, everybody. I mean, a strong female character right there in the open. Just despicable. This agenda they're trying to push, I just can't believe they would try that on me. I gotta disqualify her for that. Get it out of here. I don't want none of that. Like I always say, I don't want any agendas in my movie. And there's an agenda in this one because there's a strong female character. It's feminist agenda all over the place. Disqualified. Get it out of here. The next nominee is Birdman 2, Into the Woods. Now, this was probably one of the best movies of this year. Maybe one of the best movies I've ever seen. Huge props to the director, Nosferatu, for doing such a great job. If you didn't know, he won Best Picture last year for his film Batman, starring Michael Keaton. Also, I think Leonardo da Vinci deserves an Oscar for every movie he's been in, and definitely one for this one, so just give it to him. This movie was a masterpiece. I've never seen anything like it. It was amazing. One of the best movies I've seen of all time. It's flawless. 8 out of 10. Now we only have 2 movies left, and the next one on the list is The Room. Now, personally, I thought this was a really odd choice for a Best Picture nominee. First of all, it's like 15 years old, and secondly, it's just bad. It's just filled with all of these crazy scenes with terrible dialogue, like when he goes into the shop and he's all, "Oh, hi doggy," and then later he's, "I did not hit her, I did not, ah." It's just so silly. And on top of that, Tommy Wiseau, when I see him, all I think of, I don't know why, but it's just my brain goes to like the thought of buying steroids in a parking lot. It's like, I don't know, his face, it just pop, 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 pop. It makes me think of, going into the parking lot, he's just kind of standing there, "Hey, I got the stuff. You want some?" I don't know why, but that's just me. But, like I said, I just thought this was a really poor choice from the Academy, because it's just a bad film. I don't know why it's nominated. Just all around a terrible film. 8 out of 10. Now, we're on our last movie, Brooklyn. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This movie wasn't playing anywhere near me. It was impossible to try to find a screening of this. So, I'm gonna be honest, I just watched it on one of those,
Shady.
streaming, websites where you just go on and watch it. Just somehow they have it. I don't know how. And I'm gonna be honest, I got about 30 minutes into this one and shut it off because, oh boy, it was a boring one. It was. I don't care about none of this stuff. It's boring. Disqualifying this one for just being boring. Who has time for that? I mean, am I right? So, after discussing, dissecting, and ranking all of the nominees, what do I think's gonna be Best Picture? Well, I know a lot of you expected and agree with this decision, but when it comes to Best Picture 2016, I gotta go with Boyhood. Boyhood was snubbed at last year's Oscars in what can only be described as a villainous and treacherous terrorist act. However, the movie took 12 years to make, may I remind you, and that makes it eligible to win Best Picture for the next 12 years. And I know it's gonna win this year, and it should win every year after this for the next 11 years. So, I really hope all of you enjoyed my Best Picture discussion and predictions. Join me on my channel next week when I'm releasing my top 10 of 2016 list. That'll be a real fun and good one, you guys. So, remember to like, subscribe, and keep on watching, guys. And I'll see you next time.
If your woman steps out with another man, and she runs off with him to Japan, and the IRS says they want to chat, and you can't explain why you claimed you can't, and Mom Bell sends you a whopping bill.
I'm sick. Gah!